Okay, good afternoon, everybody. David Bernard here with an update on the severe weather that we're expecting this afternoon. We're going to kind of take you through where we are right now and where we think we're going to be heading in the next, let's say, 6 to 8 hours. This is likely going to be over by the time we get to around 9 o'clock tonight. There's no sound because I was on mute getting set up, so there should be plenty of sound now. Byron Janice, always great to see you, even if it's on Facebook. And Melinda from Plaquemines, glad you're watching as well. And Virginia and Marrero, thanks again for being on this severe weather feed. So I'll be referring back over to my Facebook page here in a minute on my iPad to get to y'all's questions. But first, let's set up what the current situation is. We don't have a tornado watch for our area yet, but I am expecting one within the next couple of hours, the way things appear right now. Here is the big update that has changed in just the last hour or so. The Storm Prediction Center has now increased our tornado threat level to a level 3. So this area in orange now includes all of South Louisiana, the Mississippi Gulf Coast. In addition, the hatched areas where we see the black lines, that indicates the potential for a few strong tornadoes, meaning EF2 or greater. We have already seen a very large tornado today cross the Sabine River from Texas into Louisiana, just to the north of the Lake Charles area. So we know that the atmosphere is primed and there is the potential for this kind of weather. So again, here is the new risk outlook. We've upgraded to orange to level 3, and those black lines indicating there's the possibility for a strong tornado. So start time, our threat beginning at 2 o'clock this afternoon, ending over the Mississippi Gulf Coast by 9 o'clock tonight. The threat is mainly a squall line, but again, ahead and along the line, there could be a strong tornado possible. The biggest risk is damaging winds overall as far as the most widespread impacts. That would be damaging winds. And of course, we always got the heavy rain and lightning when we're in a severe weather threat. We do not think hail is going to be a significant factor with today's storms. Here's the water vapor imagery. There are the storms now moving out of Texas into southwest Louisiana, rapidly moving in our direction. Here's how it looks on radar. And a lot of these individual storms that produced the large tornado have moved up into central Louisiana. And now we're left with mainly this squall line. So what we'll be watching for later today is to see if additional storms do develop out ahead of this line. It's unclear yet if that is going to be the case. But regardless, a lot of people get hung up on, are we going to have a tornado? Well, look, you get 60, 70, 80 mile per hour squall line winds. We're going to have damage. Okay, so we don't have to have the tornado threat, but the tornado threat is there on top of the potential for these very strong winds. Right now, we do have a tornado warning that has been issued for the Lake Charles area, including a confirmed tornado just south of Lake Charles, kind of on the line there, just to the north of Cameron and on the south side of town. This is south of Interstate 10. And then the area in orange, those are all severe thunderstorm warnings. So all of southwest Louisiana right now is currently under a severe thunderstorm warning. The tornado watch extends as far east as Morgan City right now. It does not include Baton Rouge, Gramercy, Homa, or areas farther to the east. But again, we are expecting a new tornado watch to be issued as the afternoon goes along. Let's see, we've got Michelle wants to know, isn't there usually hail with tornadoes? Oftentimes that can be the case. It depends on the type of atmospheric conditions that we're experiencing, but today that may not necessarily be the case. So no, you do not always have to have hail with tornadoes, and therefore we're calling that a low threat for today. Julie saying we still have tons of debris along Highway 1. Look, all of this is a very good point, and let me make that point right now. Especially for folks in the bayou parishes and in the river parishes that do not have adequate housing at this point in time, that may be living in trailers that I know have begun to be distributed in the last few weeks. Remarkably, some people don't even have that yet. My advice is to not stay there this afternoon. to go find more suitable shelter, more sturdy shelter, because even if there's not a tornado, damaging squall line winds, these trailers may not hold up. And of course, as she mentioned, we still do have a large amount of debris in some of these coastal parish areas as a result of Hurricane Ida, remarkably, as we approach 2 months since the storm. So that's a factor for areas in the hurricane damage zone. And then for everyone else, you're going to want to make sure you stay tuned to your Fox 8 weather app for the very latest and any watches and warnings that come out for your area. Again, there's a tornado watch extending into North Louisiana and the squall line that's just beginning to push into the state. Let's look at our high resolution model and kind of time out the threat over the next few hours. Here we are at noon with the storms in the southwest part of the state. Now by 4 o'clock, notice those individual storms we see popping up on the North Shore and even a couple south of the lake. That's where the tornado threat can be. So the tornado risk is going to really go up, especially in the next 2 hours or so for the southeastern part of the state. And then the squall line is going to come in behind that. Now, if we go ahead and advance out to 9 o'clock in the evening, the storms will be moving across the Mississippi Gulf Coast and into Alabama. So we think it will be clearing the area by early this evening. 9 o'clock is the latest. It may possibly be even a little bit sooner than that. So again, about a 6-hour window for severe weather. Storm environment, what are we looking at here? Where we see the yellow, if you look at the legend at the top, the legend is indicating that the storm environment is kind of weak. Where you see purples, pinks, whites, the storm environment is strong and it's conducive for severe weather and possibly tornadoes. And notice that the instability is increasing, the unstableness to the atmosphere as we go through the afternoon, indicating fairly moderate to strong instability over our area and the potential for tornadoes. This is at 3 o'clock, and it kind of peaks between 3 o'clock and around 5 or 6 o'clock. That's probably the most dangerous time for us. And then after 5 o'clock, the Mississippi Gulf Coast, but by 9, notice the storm environment is weak, indicating the storms have moved on and the atmosphere is beginning to stabilize. One more metric to look at, potential spin strength. This really gives us kind of an isolated look at where the most intense spin in the atmosphere would be, and gives us at least not where a tornado might occur, but shows us what the potential is for significant tornadoes. There we are at 3 p.m. Obviously, we'll probably still have these will be rotating storms that could be moving across the area. Then as we go towards 6 o'clock, remember between 3 and 6, that's when the greatest spin strength, the greatest storm instability is likely going to be across the area. And as we go after 6 o'clock, that shifts east and out of the area as conditions begin to improve and we get a much more stable atmosphere. Briefly talking about flooding. Look, anytime we've got a heavy rainstorm coming through, especially in urban areas, we could have a flood risk. There's a marginal flood risk out for the area, a level 1. I'm not super concerned about this, but locally 2 inches plus will be possible across the area. It's been really dry this month, so that's the good news, is that rivers are low and this is not going to be an event that's going to go on for a real long time. So we're not looking for that to stick around forever. Really important, if you're not in front of your TV this afternoon while the severe weather is going on, a reminder, we had a lot of questions about this after Ida. As long as your tablet and your phone is charged and you have cellular or Wi-Fi service, you can download our Fox 8 News and Weather apps, and we stream all of our newscasts live on there. In addition, we'll be streaming live severe weather coverage if it comes to that. So you can watch on the go or wherever you might be. In addition, on our Fox 8 Weather app, remember, your warnings are going to come in based on your GPS location. And so you're going to be getting precise warnings for your area and what could be coming your way as these storms develop. So a reminder, just search for Fox 8 Weather in Google Play, the App Store, or wherever you get your app. So that is the status right now. Again, we don't have a tornado watch yet, but there could be one issued pretty shortly. The tornado watch extends just to our west right now. But the real headline at this hour is the fact that we've now increased our threat to a level 3, and we also have that hatched area across South Louisiana, the Mississippi Gulf Coast, indicating that there could be a few strong tornadoes. We already saw at least one big tornado come out of southeast Texas into southwest Louisiana earlier this afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist David Bernard. We'll be in the Fox 8 Weather Center all day long updating you, Bruce Katz and myself. And again, we'll cut in as necessary. We'll have live continuing coverage once this squall line does reach the area. Stay safe, everyone.